Art. Thank you for coming to this first cohort, and I would love to do this every week. And I actually already have this planned out for February to meet every Saturday at this time, and we'll kind of see if this works or I have to change it to another time. We'll plan accordingly. But yeah, I'm really excited that you're here, and I hope that I can give you a lot of value. So we'll go to the next slide.
I'm gonna shut my microphone off. Or
Okay.
did you do that? I got it. Okay. And then I'll just turn it on if I have. Should I listen first and then ask questions at the end or ask as you're going? Or how do you feel about that? I'm not sure.
Well, I think for this first one, maybe if I go
I
ahead and
can
go
take notes.
through it.
Yeah, and I'll take notes.
Yeah,
That
and
sounds
then at
perfect.
the end, we're definitely going to have a Q&A.
Perfect.
This part really shouldn't take me very long, honestly.
Awesome.
And yeah, and then fire away. And if I can
Okay,
answer, I
that's
will. And if not, I will research it and get back to you.
that's perfect. Okay, great. That's a perfect answer. All right, I'll take notes just in case I have a
Okay,
question.
awesome.
Okay.
Um, and so this first one is what I call foundational. And I think it's really important for us to learn how to focus because it's very easy when we're doing things that maybe are new to us or we are uncomfortable, we can kind of be all over the place. And so I think it's really important for us to take time to focus. And the other thing is doing our best to stay unstuck because when we're doing a new thing and it's uncomfortable, sometimes it can take us longer to make decisions. And I have learned, and I am still learning, that many times those decisions that we're making are not as vital as we necessarily think that they are. And maybe they don't need to take up as much brain space as we think that they do. And so I think it's important for us to be intentional about what we focus on. And the other aspect is not being afraid to have artificial intelligence help us, not us outsourcing our brain, but allowing AI to assist us so we can go that much faster. So I just want to say again, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I think that, as I said before, this first 30 days is going to be more about getting clarity, and we shouldn't be looking at it as a point of us being perfect. Because I don't know about you, when I attempt to do things perfectly, many times I don't even get them done because they have to be perfect. And even though that can be very difficult for people that are perfectionists, I am a recovering perfectionist. It's better for you to get out into the world what it is that you're trying to get done because there are people that need it. And that's more important, even if it's flawed, than it is for it to be perfect and you never get it done. So it's more important for you to be focused, to be clear, than it is for you to be perfect and you never do it. Like I said, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I totally understand. It is going to be uncomfortable, but you will be surprised how much you can get done when you become clear and focused and you get things done. So, why do we get stuck in the first place? I find for me, I have so many ideas. Oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do that. But then I never choose because I'm like, well, which one's best? In other words, I have a fear that I'm going to choose the wrong thing. And sometimes I think that we make a mountain out of a molehill, and it's better if we just choose something because a lot of times when we start doing something, even if we're not sure it's necessarily the right path, when we get the feedback data from us attempting to do it, it will help guide you. For instance, if you're wondering, oh my gosh, I want to be able to start doing a business, and I have like five different choices, and you're taking more than a day or two to make that choice, you're taking too long. Why do I say that? Because I've taken weeks in the past to make a choice when I first became a VA. That's time that I will never get back. That's time that I could be growing that I will never get back. And I would rather you make a decision within 24 to 48 hours and move on that. And then you could find out, oh, maybe this is not really what I want to do. Guess what? You can always pivot. You are not married to the idea. It's okay. You can always change direction. And the other thing that I find that makes us get stuck is you are waiting to feel like you are ready. So I just want to let you know this. You're never going to feel like you're ready. You are never going to feel like you are 100% ready. So then, if you're never going to feel like you're ready, you should never start, right? No, you move before you feel like you are ready. We have to start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you are going to have to do things before you feel like you are ready to do them. So instead of getting stuck, instead of having analysis paralysis, instead of us waiting till we're 100% ready, we are going to be incredibly simple, and we're being incredibly simple on purpose. Remember how I talked about we are going to be focusing intentionally? This is exactly what I'm talking about. For instance, if you're trying to figure out, okay, what is it that I can do to be able to bring money into my household, right? Because that's why we're here. We're here because we want to be able to learn how we can make an income within the next 90 days. That's 3 months. That's plenty of time for us to make $1 or $100 or even $500. You come up with your number, but if you've never done this before, it may seem like it's insurmountable. I'm here to tell you that it is not insurmountable. I have done it before, and I did it, and it was by accident. So if I could do it by accident, you could do it on purpose. So, what you're going to do to help you figure out how you can serve people and earn that first dollar is I want you to simplify it. I want you to think of one person that you can help. I want you to think of one problem that person has. And then I want you to think of one outcome that they're going to get because you help that one person with their problem. So, for instance, let's say I have been tossing around the idea of maybe I could do social media marketing because that's something that I'm leaning into right now. And let's say I could be doing proofreading or I could be doing email marketing. So those are like kind of the three that I'm thinking about. And I'm like, ah, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I want you to think, can I imagine if I don't have somebody in mind? And I think it's a little bit easier if you think about somebody that you know. But if you don't, you can always imagine, okay, what would this one person look like that has this one problem? So if I'm doing social media marketing and the little bit that I know about it, I know that means I am there to help businesses get seen. So instead of making it kind of like this big, grand pie in the sky idea, let's bring it down to earth and go, okay, I'm helping Sue become visible on social media. That's one person with one problem, and you're giving them one outcome. So I just want us to really, really simplify it. Literally, if what you have to do is write it out at a piece of paper and that helps you to get some clarity, I would rather you do that, right? Than for you to just keep spinning, because spinning isn't going to help us make any money. This is like the initial phase. And it's what I call the foundation, which is why I said it's foundation and focus, is if we can get this part right, we can build the rest on top of it. But if this part is not right, then nothing else that we build on top of it is going to be quite right. It's going to be very, very shaky. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be focused and to have a strong foundation and then grow on that. So think of your one person that has one problem and that you can give them one outcome. So if I'm helping Sue become more visible on social media, the outcome is her being more visible is going to mean her traffic increases, which means she makes more money. So keeping it very, very simple, I think is going to be important for you. So now you've got to ask yourself, well, what's the closest thing that I can do right now where either it requires very little training or requires no training because I've already been doing it for quite some time, and it's a skill that you can leverage. So you ask yourself, what do I already know how to do? And I really want you to think about this because I think sometimes we may discount the things that we already know how to do. And we are just like, oh, well, that's easy. That's not that big of a deal. Well, it's easy for you. It may not be easy for me. So how could you take a skill that you already have and monetize it? Because when we're first coming into the online space, I find one of the easiest things for us to start doing to make money as quickly as possible is service-based. And why do I say that? Because there isn't a lot of capital that you have to put up front for you to be able to start seeing income come in. If you have something that's product-based, like let's say you're going to sell on Amazon, there are a lot of steps that go into that business before you ever see your first dollar. And there's a lot of capital that you have to put into that before you see your first return. Whereas if it's service based, it's much, much faster because you just need to have the offer. You need to make sure that you are communicating that offer. And then you need to make sure you have a clear outcome. And then you can start selling your services. And I know for some people are like, yeah, but that's my time that I'm having to sell. Well, yes, but you're just starting. And it's better, I think, for you to start trading some of your time because you're not gonna know for sure what you like, what you don't like, how you want to move. You might want to move differently after you've been doing it for a month and say, okay, I've been doing something for a month. I've learned a lot. Maybe I want to pivot. And that's much, much easier for you to do as a service-based business than it is for a product-based business because now if you've already spent like $5,000 and you spent a month going back and forth with your manufacturer and figuring out what the item is that you want to sell. And if you want to pivot, guess what? You have a lot of money that is now wrapped up into the products and they're just sitting there. And if you do not sell them, you do not make money. So it's much easier, in my humble opinion, for you to start with a service-based business. Yes, you are going to have to trade some time, but I find that you learn a lot more about yourself doing that, and you can move much quicker than you can if you have brick and mortar or you have a product-based business. And the other thing is, I also want you to start thinking, who is it that I know that I can start talking to now when you've already decided what your um, problem statement is for you to help people with? So this next one is going to be a live exercise. And so I literally want you to start now. So you can get your piece of paper out and your pen if that's how you'd like to do it. If you want to get notepad on your computer or Word or whatever it is that you have, I would ask you to get that out now. And I would ask you to start working on your own I help offer. I want you to do it now. If you're listening to the recording, please pause it and go do it now. Why am I asking you to do it now? Because now is the best time. You're already here. You've already set aside time to be here. Take the extra 3 to 5 minutes and write something down. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to be messy? Yes. But will you have gotten it done? Yes. That is the point. So I help blank who struggle with blank so they can blank. If it helps you, go back to what I said before. One person, one problem, one outcome. So when you first do this, it is expected for it to be messy. It is your first iteration. It is your first loop of doing this. It is not meant to be perfect, and it's not going to be perfect because you are not a machine. You are a human. We do imperfect things, which helps us be interesting, I think. So think of your one person, your one problem, your one outcome. I'll say it again. I help blank, so whoever that person is, who struggles with blank, whatever their problem is, so they can blank, whatever their outcome is. So this is what we are not going to do. We are not going to quit on ourselves like we have done so many times in the past. We are not going to get so overwhelmed that we now take days just to make a decision. Our problem statement does not need to take days. It needs to take minutes, maybe a couple of hours. But we're not going to get so overwhelmed that we don't do it. And we're also not going to allow our past mistakes to determine our future because I don't know about you, but I have made many mistakes in the past and I have allowed them to stop me from looking forward. I've allowed them to stop me from trying again. I am here to give you permission to try again. Many people that are successful in life have made many, many mistakes in the past. And something I think that we don't always realize is our mistakes that we make is data that helps us for the future. Because if we never made any mistakes, how would we learn? Learning is the outcome of us making mistakes. Because hopefully we're not making the same mistakes. Is that always the case? No. Sometimes it takes a few times for us to get it. That's okay. But I don't want you to allow your past to dictate your future. So I am giving you permission to say, that was yesterday. That's okay. Today's a new day. And you get to decide what your day is going to look like. So you're not going to quit and you're not going to get so overwhelmed that you just don't do anything. And you're not going to allow your mistake to dictate your future. We're not going to do that today. So for our weekly challenge, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. If you're not part of the community, I want you to become part of the community. Because in the community, we are going to post our one sentence offer that we just took time writing down a few seconds ago. So I want you to take this action within the next 24 hours. I do not want this taking you longer than 24 hours. Why am I being such a stickler about that? Because, like I said before, I've taken days or weeks to come up with an answer to my problem statement. And this should not take you that long. Do not make that mistake. I want you to take no longer than 24 hours for you to work on your problem statement. It should take no longer than that. You know why? You have money to make. This problem statement is a foundation, and you're going to build on that. But the problem statement is not making you money. We want to get to the part that helps you earn some money. That's the whole reason that you are here. So I'm going to push you. I'm going to be in your corner and I'm going to be cheering you on, but I'm going to push you. So this will take you no longer than the next 24 hours. Come into the community so you can get some accountability. That's another thing. In the community, I want you to have accountability buddies. That's so important for you to have other people that are going to say, okay, did you do the thing that you said you were going to do? Because I think we do much better when we have other people that we're going to be answering to. Our implementation of something seems to work much better when we know other people are depending on us. So find an accountability buddy in the community, and I want you guys to hold each other accountable. If this is supposed to take no longer than 24 hours, hold each other accountable. You don't have to be mean, but you can be firm and say, well, how come you didn't do it? And so I have this bonus that I would like to give you all. And I realize that sometimes we just need a little bit of extra help. And so I have a prompt and I will be sharing that in the community. It'll be a post and you literally can just paste it and stick it into whichever AI you like the best, Chat GPT, Claude, there's so many. And that will be available to everybody in the 90 Days to Paid community. So if you would like to get access to that AI prompt, please just look there. And if you're not part of the community, feel free to join us and you will get access to that. And I think that that's going to help you to be able to come up with your problem statement. I will say it will be best for you to do the first iteration, the first pass yourself, because what we want to be careful is we're not asking AI to do the thinking for us. We're just asking AI to help us move faster. So I want you to do your first messy iteration yourself. And then after that, get the prompt, paste your offer there, and then see how AI helps you. Now, let's say you do that and you still don't like it. You're still not happy with it. I have something else for you. This is like the bonus gift. So I decided, how can I best help people that are kind of like stuck at this phase? So I decided to make a custom chat GPT. I call it Momentum AI Helper, and it's a clarity first AI coach that helps you stop overthinking, make decisions faster, and take the next right action without outsourcing your brain. I specifically decided to make this AI help you not expand because many times AI gives you like all these different answers, and I wanted it to do the opposite. I wanted it to help reduce things and to make them clearer so that they would be more actionable for you. So I went ahead and I made this. I hope that it's helpful. And I will be sharing how to get access to that. And it'll be in the show notes below. And it'll also be in the community. I couldn't offer it for free, unfortunately, for the custom chat GPT, but it is at such a low price. I won't ever have it that low again, but it is so low that I think you're going to want it. So I will be sharing that in the show notes and also putting that in the community. So that way you can get access to it. And thank you. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your attention. And I hope that this has been really, really helpful. And I think at this point, we'll take any questions anybody has.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That is so good.
Thank you
Oh,
so
I'm excited. It makes me want to wake up early on Saturdays just so I can listen to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Seriously, though, yes, that was really good. And I mean, I know these things, I know they float around in my brain. So I know, but the way that you laid that all out was really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And so yeah, my question was I was gonna ask you how you use AI so far, but then you said that already. Man, that was so good.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Val.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, it makes so much sense. I want to first of all, what's this story about how you made money accidentally? Can you
Oh,
share
well,
that briefly?
I did.
Or
I did. No, I did. So,
yeah,
I used to be a nurse.
uh-huh.
I still have my license and everything. I just haven't used it since 2019. And me and my husband had decided we wanted to bring, at the time we had two boys that were in school, and we decided we wanted to bring them home and that we wanted to homeschool them. And God bless
Hmm.
my husband. He is like, listen, I'm not a teacher, so this is all going to be on you. I'm like, okay. So,
Right?
I'm very thankful for his honesty. And so I was still working full time. and I was homeschooling and I was going crazy. I was like, I
Mm.
can't do both. You know, when you're first starting something, it
Hmm.
can be very overwhelming. And yeah, so I was like, okay, either I have to send them back to school or I have to stop working for right now so I can focus on giving them what they need. And I didn't want to send them back to school. So that meant I guess I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
decided, I decided that my last day of work was going to be December 31st of 2019. I made sure to give my employer like 2 months advance notice. And I just decided I can't do all the things. So let me concentrate on doing this thing because I thought this is the best thing
Yeah.
to do for my family.
Yes.
So
I agree.
I left. Incidentally, you know, C-19 happened. I kind
Hmm.
of missed that whole train when it came to, having to be a nurse in the hospital. And so I am thankful for that. But um, I remember I was watching this YouTube video from a channel that I would learn so much from them. It was a doctor run channel, and they would talk about um, processes for how, um, let's say, for instance, heart attack would happen. And it's very technical. They talk about um, the best treatment plans, what to look for when somebody comes into your emergency room, because I used to be an emergency room nurse, and
Hmm.
they would describe how to assess people. And I just learned a lot from listening to him. And I was like, wow, this is just so good. And I remember I went to look up the website where he had all his trainings. And as I was looking at the website, I was kind of noticing that there were, some like proofreading errors, things, little things like that. And I was like, oh, well, I wonder if anybody knows about it. And so I emailed them. I found their contact information and I emailed them and I said, hey, I just love what it is that you do. I love how you just, freely give of your knowledge and your time. And I've gotten so much from it and I've watched you over at least the past, few months to a year. And but I
Yeah.
noticed, you have a couple of things on your website that seem like they were, just some proofreading things and
Grammar errors. Yeah.
yeah, and
Stuff
maybe a
like that.
couple of things user
Yeah.
centric that you could change to make it easier for whoever it is
Yeah.
on your website. And they said, oh, they responded. They said, oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And thank you, for catching those issues. And you've got a really good eye for this. Are you interested in doing this for us? And I said, huh?
Oh
I
my
didn't know what
God.
virtual assisting was. I had never heard of it before. So I literally fell into virtual assisting and said, I was like, oh, okay. And so I came up with a dollar amount and I said, sure. And we worked it out how many hours I would work a week. And so I'm homeschooling my children. And then I literally started making money by accident. And so
That is
what I mean, like
so
if I can
beautiful.
make it by accident, you can do it on purpose.
Oh man, I'm just sitting here in with my hands in prayer, like, oh my God. That is so touching. What a beautiful story.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, thank God for that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a happy accident. And then after that, I found virtual assisting and I said, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. And I kind of just started learning. And the more I learned, the more I liked it. Um, and then,
That's
yeah, I
beautiful.
started offering more services. And yeah, I got to a point where I had, uh, I had three, I had subcontracted with three contractors and we were taking
Yeah.
of taking care of clients. And I was more directing them than necessarily doing, I did some work, but a lot of the work the contractors that I hired on helped me with. And so, yeah, to go from falling into it literally by accident to
Yeah,
having a team, like there was a lot of growth that happened and a
that's
lot,
just amazing.
yeah,
How great.
yeah. So
That is so cool.
definitely been an adventure. That was a few years ago, but
Right.
it's definitely been an adventure.